Hello,
click
Jess. Hello,
record.
Kenyon.
There we go. Because I know someone said they wanted to watch the
Yeah,
recording.
yeah, awesome. All right, well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for jumping on. Very excited to be here with you guys and share what adventures we're kind of going on, and be able to share what our buzz is about and what we're learning about. And yeah, great to share with you guys. And we've got a special guest here today, which is Catie, lovely Catie, which is all the way from the US. She's agreed to hop on. And what time is it over there?
4 a.m.
It's 4 o'clock. Yeah, the excitement for this lady, yeah, no, holds no bounds. She was like, nah, I want to share stuff. I want to be passionate and share my passion for this. So yeah, without any further ado, I'll hand it over to Catie and yeah, take it away.
Thank you, Iggy. Thank you, Emma. Well, guys, this is kind of a treat to be on here. I mean, I know Iggy mentioned how early it is where I live, but I would wake up any day to be able to connect with some great friends across the world, and really just share what we're on. I mean, we're on an incredible mission, and we're doing some incredible things, bringing a company and a product line and a brand to Australia that really hasn't existed. It's 100% new to market, and for you guys to be some of the first to see what they're working on, really to see what business they have on their hands is pretty exciting. And so let me screen share a few things, because then you can see my family and know who I am a little bit. But I'm Catie Bristow. So I live in the US. I live in a state called Idaho. It's kind of small country town. And we moved out here specifically to open up a gym 7 years ago. My husband and I are business owners. We love what we get to do in our local community. And I'm actually used to some early wake ups like this to train some of our early 5 a.m. classes, but I haven't done that in a while, thanks to COVID and having a baby. And so it's kind of like, it's a little bit of a throwback, those early mornings, but to say the least, my husband and I actually sat on a call very similar to this. We have some great friends who are doing some great things here with Q Sciences. And I just said, you guys, you own Pilates studios, like you guys are in the health and fitness industry too. You're always on to something good. Let me at least take a look. And I sat and I had no idea really any expectation of what I was listening to, but I was so drawn in for a couple reasons. One of them being my husband's a veteran. And with 14 years of service in the US military and 6 combat tours that were pretty intense, to say the least, in the Middle East, Ben was dealing with a lot of residuals from that. He was in an incredible amount of pain. He wasn't sleeping, and his mental health was just, peaks and valleys, right? And so that's not, I would say, an uncommon place for someone who's been some sort of like first responder for him to feel. And so to hear about a company that was providing more holistic solutions, I was honestly drawn in. And I thought, okay, well, tell me more. I mean, that's kind of what we lean into, I would say, a little bit more naturally anyway. We're always a little bit more natural minded. But then I heard about a company, and I'm always wearing my business hat. I mean, I heard about a brand who was building it online, but really empowering people, where I could potentially be in a position to where I could link arms with people now all around the world to be able to bring Q Sciences to market. And guys, I'll be totally honest, I'm a big fan of multiple streams of income. I truly believe that's how we get ahead. I truly believe that's how we can expedite some goals and dreams that maybe we have, forward thinking, maybe 10 years down the line. And to now be in a place to where I do get to empower and equip other people in business, because let's be honest, we've built an amazing business. I mean, the largest gym in the state, but not everyone's running to open up a CrossFit gym. I can't really pass that on to other people. So now we get to do that. And it's been so fun for many reasons, which I'll share here in a second. But truly, for you being here, I mean, there's a few amazing faces on this call. I know Iggy and Emma got to host me, but Frankie and Jeanette, Renee's on here, Veronica's on here. And for you guys to see what they have their hands on, is exactly how all businesses get off the ground and network. And the information really gets to the right people. But also it's kind of exciting being the first in Australia, getting to see what this is all about. And so I'll keep it short and sweet. And Frankie, I do want to kind of steal you in and have you share your story, because I know that you've had some amazing results within what you've been able to try and experience with what Q Sciences is doing and providing on the product side. But to say the least, we're a ground floor company. But the best part about that is we've had 9 years building and ramping up to this place that we're at. So we actually have roots to what we're doing and what we're providing, because we did a ton of our distribution through doctors' offices. And then we made a whole pivot and a whole relaunch to our company in 2018. And that's really where what I'm going to show you came into play. And since then, we've grown over 1,200%. We've expanded into 23 countries, but we're still sitting at this less than 100,000 distributors globally, less than 100 million in sales annually as a company. And that's absolutely an insane place, because when you get to see, especially when there's an opportunity tied to it, when you get to see something like this before that mass momentum, which I'm telling you, I've been here for 2 years, and this is the most momentum we've seen as a company, as a team, and literally everything we've been working for, the opportunity couldn't be more primed for someone to come in and literally just blow the lid off of it. And timing is huge when it comes to this industry. And so the big stories are about to be made, and really created with what we are about to experience with those momentum years. And guys, I'll be honest, we've made some, I would say some not so great business decisions in the past because of people that we've partnered with. And so my husband and I actually cared to know who our owners were before we even just went all in. And we drove to Salt Lake City. I mean, that was actually one of our first road trips that we made with our son, Colt. We were chatting about that, but this wasn't the trip. But same path. We got in our car, we buckled up, we drove, but we needed to meet these two men, our founder and CEO, Mark, our president, Jake. And what's interesting about these two men, Mark comes from a winning background through and through. He's done a lot in commercial real estate development, in Seattle, Washington, but he also is a 2-time US American football winning champion. So he's kind of famous in a way, but I think what makes Mark most famous is how he treats people. He's kind, he's a listener. He, is someone that wants to know you and not just be someone that is known. And that to me is what makes Mark so special and why I have so much respect for him. And then Jake is just, I would just say a firecracker, bringing in over a decade of industry experience, actually building mega teams in this industry. He's actually my personal mentor. I work very closely with him. And a lot of my top leaders get to have direct access to him, his mind, the skill sets that he teaches. And a big reason why we are literally the second fastest growing team in Q Sciences is because of Jake. And so I love the man. I love his family. We're actually very good friends as well. My husband and him are already planning their golf trip in 2 weeks. And we go down to Salt Lake City to visit them at their cabin. But to say the least, there's a lot of collaboration here. And when you get to be kind of these, first eyes on a company, I'm letting you know that there's space for even you to bring ideas to the table, for you to help shape and form this company, because that's really what we've been able to do in the last 2 years, sitting on what we call this equity council board. It's a fluid board where people can actually flow in and flow out and bring ideas to the table and help move the needle here with our company. So that's very, very unique for this industry. But the person who really brings this layer of credibility is our doctor. And he's been the gatekeeper behind our products. He's our product formulator. His name is Dr. Stephen Kimberly. And he spent 40 years practicing in medicine as an MD and a naturopath, which is a unique kind of background in itself. But he also spent 16 years on the board for WebMD. And so he was a senior editor there, left WebMD to come exclusively to Q Sciences to be our product developer and be the brains behind what we currently carry and what we have. And to know that Dr. K has this belief that the supplement world oftentimes has missed their mark. There's a lot of stuff that's marketed. There's a lot of effective dosages eliminated to make it marketable, ingredients cut to make it affordable. And that's to us as a company, and really to Dr. K, we're missing the mark in helping people really get healthy, helping people really get well. And then Dr. K also believes that science, it doesn't ever stop, like it's always growing. And the fact that we are a bioscience company means that everything that we create, everything that we do has a science backing to it. There's a reason for how we formulate. There's a reason why we source. And that's a big reason why our products are actually making people well. And so to say the least, I mean, those three things that really stuck out to me for Ben was the pain and the sleep and the mental health. You best believe he's doing exceptionally well. I mean, he actually turned to me the other day and was like, man, I just feel like I'm thriving in all areas of my life. And it really started with the healing and the relief that he's found here. But there's so much more. Like there's literally something for everyone when we look at our product stack. Now, we could literally talk for hours and hours and hours about stories and testimonials and, everything that we have, but I'll give you a quick kind of rundown of our verticals so you can know what's available. And one of which, some of them aren't necessarily in all of our markets, not because of our company, but because of the country. Like, smack dab in the middle, our hemp isn't in Australia because Australia won't let it in, but I have something even more exciting. And I wish, I know it's like sitting on my kitchen table right now. I'm like, I should have brought it in here. But because of what we've done in the hemp space, and this is actually the product we came for, it's helped Ben tremendously with sleep. We've now expanded into 2 verticals because of the what we call our biosync. It's our absorbability profile that we've created. That makes our products effective. It gets into the system quickly, it absorbs fast. It's allowed us to expand into 2 verticals. One, a medical grade collagen, which I know a handful of people on here have already ordered to get their hands on it because it literally dropped 4 days ago in Australia. And we've had it in the US for about 2 weeks ahead. And it's amazing, the results on that. I mean, one's fitness related, muscle, joint health, those types of results. And then there's another formula around the hair, the skin, the nails, and to see changes in people's skin and faces and nails and hair regrowth. I'm not even kidding you. It's like literally liquid gold. And because it's so absorbable, and medical grade, I mean, there's a big difference in our collagen versus what's out there. But the second, which I'm even more excited about, it's our terpene oil. And some of you guys may know the word terpene. Some of you might be like, you're speaking like Greek, but it's essentially the active ingredient in plants. It's not CBD, it's not hemp, it's actively existing in plants. And we've been able to extract that, hone in on what's going to make change in the human body. And this is literally a vertical that no one's created. Like Q Sciences is inventing and creating, because I truly believe this is going to be, a $1 billion vertical in itself, which makes this even more exciting. But we're honing in on pain relief. We're honing in on stress and anxiousness. We're honing on mental clarity, kind of like that focus, and then also honing in on sleep. 4 different terpene oils that we're coming out with. We have 2 that are out. And that's all inspired from this. And guys, I'll be honest, the bar was set really high with our CBD, and I really liked it, if not loved it. Guys, I like the terpenes better. My husband and I have gotten totally different results, like the pain relief one. When we travel, his back gets really tight and it doesn't usually feel good. I mean, he usually is in a lot of pain when we travel. He took the comfort, that's what it's called, and within 5 minutes, his back pain was gone. So it's amazing what those terpenes are doing. And the fact that Australia was one of the first to even get their hands on it about 3 weeks ago. And just the stories around it is huge. So if that kind of gets your gears turning, like, let's talk about that offline. But outside of really what we're doing on this like plant-based oil side, we have a vertical around fitness and weight loss, and even an app that's delivering the lifestyle, workouts, recipes, meal plans. This was our idea last year, part of our collaboration with this company. And we said, we need this. And we helped create it. And now it's implemented. And I'm actually doing a little health challenge with a few of my great friends and business partners in the next 30 days for accountability and stuff like that. So there's real community behind the resources. And then you have the supplements and the products to support it, clean protein powders, clean energy sources, even some supplements to ramp up metabolism and help really hone in on fat loss. And so that there's a whole side to that. I know I've had a lot of conversations in Australia already around this. We even have, things for immune support, one of which is like a mushroom powder blend. It's an adaptogenic mushroom blend, chai flavor that you can throw in coffee or drink, or, really put on anything. And it's really, it tastes amazing. And it has so much of just like natural healing elements. So that's our armor. You can kind of see it in the middle, but we have supplements for kids. We have even a hormonal balancing supplement that's been huge. One designed for men, one designed for women. But the cornerstone of our company is wellness. And there are two kind of verticals around that. One, you can kind of see in the top right, those sublingual sprays are amazing, like size of the pen and a little spray underneath the tongue. And you're absorbing your D3, your B12, your C+, that has like zinc in it too. It's so good for immunity. In a way that's second best to getting an injection or getting an IV of that vitamin. And I even have a girlfriend who has autoimmune, and her D levels, she's always struggled with, like literally sits at a 9, which is very low if you know what that means. And she went in after 3 months on our D3 spray and it was at a 97. Like, that's the effectiveness of sublingual delivery, which is why our sprays work so well. And that sleep spray too, it comes in clutch, especially with babies, Emma and Iggy. When we travel, that's what we bring. We give Colton one little spray and he snoozes all trip. So yeah, we love our sprays. And then, but the cornerstone really is our core. And Frankie, I know that you've been able to try this. So before I even speak on it, I would love for you to share what the core has done for you, and specifically even like the probiotic, because I know you got your hands on even some of these supplements before we even got to partner here. So I'd love to pass it over to you.
Yeah, definitely. I was very lucky. Obviously, Catie and I have known each other for a very, very, very long time. So she sent me over some of the products to try about, like, I would say 8 months ago. And I got to try the CBD oil, which was really, really good as well. And I think for us, though, especially my partner, Zach, and I, we do have digestive issues. And what the core specifically helped us with was mainly our digestion. It really, really helped us within that. And then the second part was also the sleep spray. So we struggled sleeping, especially because where we were living, I don't know if anyone's in Brisbane, but if anybody knows Brisbane, and when we were staying in Tenerife, people like to call it the Bougieville, but it's also the Partyville, right? So there was always parties going on left, right, and center. So we were constantly getting interrupted, and we go to bed super early. So we took the sleep sprays and they really, really helped us. Like, we'd fall asleep within, an hour, whereas before we'd sit down, watch TV with our red light glasses on, obviously. And I just couldn't fall asleep. But they really, really helped us within that. But the biggest change, like I said, was my digestive system. The second component, though, is there is ashwagandha as well, which really supported my adrenals. Because I had chronic adrenal fatigue for 1 year. I couldn't even work out, which, if anybody also knows me, I struggle to sit still. So that was a massive, massive challenge for me. And it really, really helped support my adrenals. I'm now back to running my 10Ks and things like that. And I'm feeling absolutely on top of the world and on fire at the moment. So I only know it's going to get better and better from here.
So awesome. So awesome. And it's crazy. I mean, Chantel, honestly, I was like, you guys just need to try this stuff. Like, We're coming to Australia. You need to see the power in this, because what we're bringing on so many levels is going to be life changing. And it's actually wild, because even though she's had these like changes with her health, I mean, we've now been partnered for like 2 weeks in business. She's promoted twice. There's others like Iggy and Emma. They've started to earn an income themselves, and really build what we have here. And so, guys, like, really, I mean, if your gears are turning, like, well, I'll show you the rest of it. But I mean, creating healing physically, but really creating a massive opportunity, delivering this level of quality of health to people. So it's exciting, to say the least. And the core, I'll be honest, guys, I was not a supplement person. I'm a nutritionist. People come to me all the time. What should I take? What should I use? And I wouldn't ever want to suggest anything. I'm like, so many things don't absorb. So many things are just like a waste of money. And so for me, that the fact that I've stayed for this core supplement stack, it tells you how effective it is. And it's simple. It's a simple system. There's an AM packet, a PM packet. And in that, you're going to have your micronutrient, which we call our QMax. It's our brain hack supplement. And that's going to have a lot of impact with mood and emotions and focus. It's one that I really feel a difference when I take. The second is an anti-inflammatory. So if you are dealing with any sort of pain, I mean, inflammation is the root of disease, right? So any sort of pain or inflammation internally, we've seen crazy stories. This is actually my favorite product, because it helped my husband cancel his back surgery. Like, I'm not even kidding you. He cycles. You might be able to see my bike behind me. He cycles every day. I mean, obviously we own a gym, so he, is lifting, but he golfs like way too much. I'm like, come on. But it's all because of the Align. And then for the last one being gut health, like, you have to have a quality probiotic. Like, there's no way around addressing gut issues. And so to have one that's heat stable, it doesn't die off in your system, and people really feel a difference, like, that's why I choose that probiotic. So yeah, our core is amazing through and through. I know I spoke to the hemp, and I also let you know it on those secrets already. But yeah, our hemp and our bioabsorbency is allowing us to create and do things that no one's done. And I'm really excited for those terpenes, because I mean, our current Australian ambassadors who've had their boots on the ground, a couple months in advance. I mean, they've just like are flooding in with just stories upon stories upon stories of what they're doing. So to say the least, I mean, there's ways that people partner with us. Our products speak for themselves, and we have a massive customer base as a company, which is very rare for this industry. Usually you see all of your distribution and your, actual consuming side of the products being tied to business partners, but that's not the case with Q Sciences. And honestly, that was the light bulb for me, where I'm like, gosh, this is an incredible business decision, because when you have products that stand on their own, that creates a stable business. And guys, our customers get wholesale pricing. So there's not like an incentive for someone to do the business unless they want to go out there and really be that pioneer to the brand. Because our customers, for 10 and any numerical value I speak to is all US. So for $10 US, they get wholesale pricing and different perks and rewards for, things that they're buying on the regular. So there's actual systems to where our corporate has been so great to help us gain and retain our customers beyond just the products working. Now, looking at a business and really investing in what we have here with Q, it's pretty wild that a $40 business investment is going to give you the opportunity that I'm going to show you. Because I, as a business owner, am used to spending tens of thousands of dollars to have the opportunity that we have here. I would say probably even more, because that $40 is giving you so much. It's giving you your tools, back office, website, marketing material. But the most valuable piece is having an actual mentor, like someone in your corner teaching you how to make this work if you just work it. We believe we have this almost franchise model at hand, to where there's systems to how we operate. It's not just like welcome to Q Sciences. Like, I hope you figure it out. I hope you find your success. Like, go get them, Tiger. Like, that's not us. Like, we work so closely together. And that's why I'm so excited. And really can say, humbly say why, Chantel, why AU, why Emma are finding their success is because they're just working side by side with myself. They're plugging into the systems and proving that this can work and you can get paid even in days of being here. And so to say the least, we do have multiple ways that we pay, three of which are currently in Australia. And I'll kind of speak to the fourth because there is value to it and it will come as the market grows. But the first one is when someone, and it's kind of like this Amazon model, someone logs on your websites, they shop through your website. You're going to get paid for it while not fulfilling an order. And that's what our warehouse is for. And that's the exciting piece is Q Sciences has a warehouse in Australia. So you can have, good turnarounds on, purchasing to getting your product where, when it was coming from the US, there were countries waiting weeks, if not a month to get their hands on what they've purchased. And so having our Australian warehouse, and that's actually been 28 days we've had our warehouse there. So this is really, I would say, sparking the growth and the launch of this country, Australia, New Zealand, this part of the world, which is exciting. So someone shops through your website, they get their hands on a product, you're going to be paid a percentage of that. And the percentage grows as your customer base grows. And so we have people literally earning a few $100 a month. We have people earning thousands. Like one of our business partners, Megan, she earns $6,000 a month from customers. And that's because there's something for everyone. But she also has a big network. So you might be like, well, Megan must know a lot of people. Well, that's a fact. And if you're someone who's like, man, my network isn't like unlimited like Megan's is, well, that's why I love the second way that we pay, which is what we call team commissions. This is your power in the business being able to grow with you and massively away from you. It's how our business started in our little town here of Boise, Idaho, and it's literally networked to all parts of the world, Europe, UK, US, Canada, Guam, Hawaii, Alaska. Now in Australia. And that's because when you get to link arms and partner with other people and empower them with the system of business, and people start shopping through their stores. And honestly, the way you access this is simple. Tag 2 people to go into business with. And I didn't overthink it. I tagged my favorite people, my mom and my best friend. Guys, 3 orders. You'll see this table at the bottom. 3 orders went through those 2 stores in my first week of business. And I'll never forget it because I got this, congratulations, you just made $50 and $100 bonus for doing that the first time. And the reason why I kind of had this aha moment and was just like stoked, because I told my husband, Ben, I said, Ben, it's not that $150 is going to change our world, but I don't even know their customers. So if you can build a business that can really network to the right people, like there's really an abundance to what we can create here. There's not a cap to who you can reach. And what's even more incredible is when you have a compensation plan, which I'll kind of flip over to, that actually pays on abundance. Like there is something to this. And so I know I showed you that table at the bottom, but when it comes to what we consider our team commissions, you're basically getting paid off of every order, every shopper through the network of online stores that you're tied to. And to see as your book of business grows, you can quickly kind of draw your finger down, that first blue column, you'll quickly see that that's going to be tied to a set monthly pay. And to map out and be able to say, someone who says, gosh, Kate, I would love to make a few $100 a month. We'll ask Iggy, Emma, and Chantel how to do that because they've already done that, which is so cool. But really, whether it be a few $100 a month, whether it be a couple $1,000s a month, guys, we've been able to help hundreds of people create that type of income here. And even I would consider the full-time income, the 50, the 60, the 100,000 a year, the executive income. We've been able to help others create that. This year in itself, we've done and helped create over 4 6-figure earners one of who's earning, our friends Sean and Alyssa, who's earning $25,000 a month. And guys, that's serious. That's serious cash when it's like from home, from your phone on the side. And that all comes down to timing. That type of earning is available for anyone who wants it. Actually, we just broke our first, like that's what we consider Ruby. We broke our first Ruby in Australia, this month. And that just tells you how ground floor it is, because when you're looking at this compensation plan, there's about 20 rubies company wide. And so the first in Australia just means the market's wide open. But even so much so, I mean, my personal mentor who shared this with me, I mean, guys, she's earning 6 figures a month. And I know she spoke to some of you guys on a call a couple weeks ago, not a couple weeks ago, a couple days ago. And she's someone that I work very closely with. So even, I mean, I would say astronomical, like, huge opportunity. I mean, at hand, I mean, there'll be hundreds of 6-figure monthly earners on this team in the next 5 to 7 years. I truly believe it because of the timing. So we can't get it back. And so the box 1 and box 3 is huge because it's on a weekly pay. Just so you know, what you accomplish one week, you actually get paid on the next week, even though it accumulates in a month. So you don't have to wait to get your money back as a newest business partner. And then the last one I'll speak to, as far as what we have here as what we would call this financial freedom movement. Parts of, obviously the US, Guam just opened and has access to the bonus. Canada is very close. So as our markets around the world are really growing, that bonus will be unleashed. But the biggest piece to it all, what we consider true financial freedom and what the movement is tied to the fact that we have an actual coach, a group of coaches that are really creating this plan and program to where we can plug into it and really start leveling up our financial game. Because it really doesn't matter where you live in the world, money is money, debt is debt, investments are investments, and how we get ahead is through this. And guys, this has been the biggest piece that's moved the needle in Ben and I's retirement and future plans. But the craziest part is sometimes, good people are in just like really tough situations. And that's what I would consider my parents, like Chantel and I, we are South Africans and we both ended up in different parts of the world. But my parents have really worked hard to get ahead, but at retirement age just didn't have that in place. And so they just kind of wondered, like, is this all we got? Like, are we just going to work forever? And so now see them working with this movement and implementing, this real system to finances. I mean, they've been able to buy a home. They've been able to create a savings. They've been able to actually have a plan to retire. And that's because of this movement and these resources and these coaches that we have at hand. And so just know this is like an added value for our ambassadors around the globe. And it's really a piece that's making a massive difference. And so, yeah, whether yours is debt payoff or learning the investment side, or, I mean, really anything tied to money, like there's no bar tied to that. And so with that, truly, I'll just kind of like wrap it up and just say, thanks for being here. I know we were waiting a little bit to get people on, so it went a little over that, what was it, 8:30 your guys' time, but thanks for being here and getting your eyes on this. Cause like I said, it's exciting times for, what we're sitting on and who we're working with. I have a lot of respect for, obviously Frankie, she's been a great friend of mine, but as I've really gotten to know Iggy and Emma, I mean, their hearts are huge and they have been able to partner and helping, really, lead this market forward here in Australia. And so you guys are hearing it from some of the best. And to say, get back to them, let them know what's caught your eye, whether it be business centered. It's kind of like a no-brainer at this point, but if business isn't your thing, products, there's kind of like, there's something for everyone. It's worth trying, knowing there's this money back guarantee. But at the very least, what their business is open for, and what they're tied to. And that's how anything grows in networks, is through the referrals of others. So yeah, Frankie, Iggy, Emma, Veronica, Renee, you guys are amazing. I'm so appreciative of you guys having me here. But I did want to kind of, I don't get to do this on all my calls, but since I'm here and it's like 4:30 a.m. and no one's awake in the US, I figured I would just like open up for some questions if anyone had any like burning questions at hand. Or like Frankie, Iggy, Emma, if there's anything else you guys wanted to add there at the end, you are so welcome to kind of jump in.
Thanks, Catie. Yeah, because there's actually one thing I'd love to that's very different that I haven't experienced and before until like I didn't even know I was promoted until I had actually somebody who I didn't even know that must be obviously up through my upline share it throughout all of their social medias. And then there was another person sharing it out throughout all their social medias. And then it was you sharing my, I guess, my success over social media. And you know what, the community aspect of this company is just absolutely phenomenal. I haven't experienced this before. Just the celebration, and even if it's a small win to a big win, and how friendly everybody is. Like now I've created friends that I didn't even know until literally them sharing a story. I just saw them, a random person share a photo of my face and I was like, oh, wait a minute, what the hell? Who's this person? And I was like, went on there and started talking to them. I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Like, that's so cool. Like just, you know, the fact that somebody's actually taken the time to acknowledge somebody else that they don't even know. So I think, you know, the community aspect of this is just absolutely phenomenal. And it's really, really super encouraging and supportive.
I love that you spoke to that, because that's like a huge piece of our company is our culture and our community. And it kind of has the same, like, you know, that saying, like your vibe attracts your tribe. Like, you know, Iggy's like, oh yeah. But it's so crazy to just see how that plays out. It doesn't matter if I'm, Zooming with my group in Norway, or now, getting to speak to you guys, or, being on a Zoom in Guam or Canada. It's like all the same, like the most awesome, positive, uplifting, people have been brought into our life who just celebrate each other, want to see each other win. And there's so many negative Nancys in the world. Like, surround yourself with good people and good things happen like 100% of the time. So I'm so glad you said that, Chantel, because yeah, those, I know who shouted you out, and they're like some of the coolest girls.
Yeah, no, they're awesome. Like, they're giving me tips and everything like that. They're like, girl, you're killing it. You don't need any tips. Like, everything.
I love it.
They're super nice.
Iggy, you look like you want to say something. You're trying to find your mute button again.
I changed my computer settings so it's to unmute. It's right near the bar that opens up my, yeah, it's a thing. But also, like, with this, it's, you speak from a place of authenticity. It's a thing that helps change you, and essentially you just share it. And then you got people that can help you host calls like this, and people that can help you, come out of your comfort zone and do something that you've never done. And a lot of people are in the same boat. A lot of people want to do something like this, but have a bit of a stigma, a bit of a thing, whatever. And then if you're that pioneer, if you take that first step, a lot of people are like in that same boat, like, oh, I've been wanting to do this as well, but I wanted someone else to do it with me, and then creating that team of people that are in the same boat as you, like, yeah, no, that's awesome. Let's do it together as a team. So for Veronica and for Renee, they're actually some of Emma's closest friends. And, the thing with that is, doing something as a group, learning together, growing together, and then also making money together. That is something that's, never really been done for these guys. And they're so excited to do it, and what a company to do it with, So, yeah.
I love that. Yeah, no, doesn't matter if you have experience in this industry or not. This is actually, I would consider my first time I've ever built in this industry, and yeah, to see what we've been able to create and help create for other people. I mean, it makes it so real. We have people, like one of my girlfriends, Caitlin, she's a nurse. She's never done this before. And she's literally matched in 6 months, matched what she's making as like a professional on the side. Like, that's crazy. That's what being this pioneer means, but also, what the community creates and what it fosters. And really the systems that we have at hand can allow even the newest, to this industry win. But then, I mean, we have some industry professionals, taking serious looks at this company. I mean, I have a girl, she came from an essential oil company. She was making $50,000 a month. I know it's a big chunk of change, but it doesn't feel really good when your team isn't winning in that same size and capacity. And she literally walked away from that and partnered with us within the last 6 months. And it's crazy to see, actually in her first 4 months, to actually see her team just win massively. I mean, they're earning the most they've ever earned in this industry. I mean, herself already made over $100,000 in her first 4 months sitting here, like in our opportunity. She got recognized at our big convention, but her team's winning, and that feels so good. So yeah, we have something special here. So I don't know if there's any questions, you know, around products, business, both. But I'm happy to answer really anything before we log off. But I definitely say get back to the person who invited you on here and just let them know like what caught your eye, because we can even have some one-off conversations offline too, which can be sometimes great, because then it's like directly focused towards what you need to hear. So if there are any questions, you guys can unmute or you can chat it in. I haven't even checked the chat box. Don't even know if that's even got anything in it. Okay, perfect. I'm not missing anything.
I did just want to add to some of the people that are new to this and are the first time they're hearing about it, that this product may not be for you. I know a lot of people personally who I've added aren't really into these sort of things, but we all know people that are. And just as we said, word of mouth is the best possible way we can get anything across to anybody nowadays, really, especially during COVID times. It's, well, social media and whoever you're on the phone to try and connect and just get the product across to people. It would be absolutely amazing. So just, I'd love to get that out to people, just because might not be into it. Just suggest it to other people who you think might be, and get them onto us. And we've got links to websites and everything like that. So just, yeah, get them to connect with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so glad you said that, because that's some facts right there. That's actually, honestly, guys, like the reason why I believe in this business model is we, as a gym, like we've grown it to the largest gym in the state, literally through the referrals of people. We've done like $0 in traditional marketing, but we've just always believed that if we're providing something great, it always networks to the right people. And that's what we've grown it with. And so we've taken that same philosophy here. Obviously, this is the business model too. And it really works if it starts to network, and we have products that really do network on their own. So yeah, pay it forward. We would love to have, you know, whoever you think of like on a call like this, or we can get them like a short video. We can, you know, share some links, PDFs, like we have all the resources to just get the information out, because we truly believe, and this is how I built my business. We share the story of Q Sciences. Those who align with it, align with us. They become customers, they become business partners. It's like not really a sell in any means. What we have here really sells itself. So if there are no questions, like speak now or forever hold your peace. Cool. Going once, going twice. Okay.
Yeah, well, I'd like to thank everyone for jumping on tonight. It was awesome. Thank you so much, Catie, for waking up super early in the morning to help share Q Sciences with everyone. And it's been a real pleasure with you. You're a bubble of joy. So it's, yeah, been amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, Iggy. And congrats everyone for all your success, and all of our guests. Thank you for your time. I know it's not easy to come by, but enjoy your night, because I know it's getting late. And I'm sure Chantel and Zach are getting ready to go to bed, those early birds. Iggy's going to be up for a while, so you can message him. He's my night owl. I'm like, what time is it? Do you sleep? Please take the sleep spray. So
It's on its way.
well, guys, enjoy your evening. It was so nice getting to meet you guys, and I look forward to having some conversations offline and just being of value to you. So have a good night, and we'll talk here soon.
All right.
All right.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.